Niccolò Machiavelli was an Italian diplomat, philosopher, politician, and writer, best known for his political treatise The Prince, written in the year 1521. Born in 1569 in Florence, Machiavelli became an influential figure during the Italian Renaissance. His works, particularly The Prince, have had a profound impact on political theory and realpolitik. Although Machiavelli wrote extensively on various topics, The Prince is by far his most famous and controversial work, often associated with the ruthless, manipulative tactics of political leaders. The Renaissance period was a time of great social, political, and cultural change across Europe. In Italy, numerous city-states, such as Florence, Venice, and Rome, were constantly at war with each other and dealing with external threats. It was in this turbulent atmosphere that Machiavelli lived and worked. During the early years of the 16th century, Italy was divided and often at the mercy of foreign powers, such as France and Spain, which would later have a lasting effect on the political landscape. Machiavelli's writings were shaped by these conditions, and The Prince is his attempt to offer practical advice to political rulers. Machiavelli wrote The Prince in 1521, during a time when he was out of favor with the ruling regime in Florence. He had served as a diplomat for the Republic of Florence, but in 1519, the Medici family returned to power, and Machiavelli was dismissed. With his career in ruins, Machiavelli wrote The Prince as a way to regain favor with the Medici rulers. The treatise was never published during his lifetime, and its contents remained largely unknown until it was published posthumously in the year 1534. The Prince is often considered a manual for tyrants due to its advocacy for ruthless, pragmatic approaches to power. In it, Machiavelli presents a stark view of political life, one where moral and ethical concerns take a backseat to the demands of securing and maintaining power. His famous dictum, "The ends justify the means," is often attributed to this work, though Machiavelli never explicitly says these words. Instead, he argues that a ruler must be willing to do whatever is necessary to secure the state, even if it involves deception, manipulation, or cruelty. Machiavelli's views on power are often summed up by the phrase Machiavellian, which has come to mean cunning and unscrupulous behavior in politics. One of the key themes in The Prince is the concept of virtue, a term that can be understood as the qualities a ruler must possess to achieve and maintain power. Virtue is not the same as traditional virtues like honesty or morality, but rather refers to the skill, intelligence, and decisiveness needed to navigate the unpredictable world of politics. Machiavelli contrasts virtue with fortuna, which represents the role of luck or chance in a ruler's success. According to Machiavelli, while fortune can play a significant role in a ruler's life, it is virtue that allows a ruler to effectively shape events and rise to power. In The Prince, Machiavelli frequently discusses the different types of principalities or states that a ruler might inherit or conquer. He distinguishes between hereditary principalities, which are passed down through generations, and new principalities, which are acquired through force or fortune. He argues that hereditary rulers have an easier time maintaining power because their position is more stable, while new rulers must be cautious and strategic in consolidating their authority. Machiavelli suggests that a ruler who acquires power through force or conquest must take bold and sometimes brutal actions to secure his rule. Machiavelli also devotes considerable attention to the importance of military power. He believes that a strong and well-trained army is essential for maintaining control of a state. In fact, he argues that a ruler should rely on his own soldiers, rather than mercenaries or foreign troops, as mercenaries are unreliable and self-interested. A ruler's ability to command loyalty and respect from his army is one of the key factors that ensures the stability of his reign. In this sense, Machiavelli's work foreshadows the modern understanding of military and statecraft. Another key concept in The Prince is the notion of adaptability. Machiavelli asserts that a successful ruler must be flexible and capable of adjusting to changing circumstances. He must be able to act decisively, even when the situation is uncertain or dangerous. This idea of adaptability is exemplified by his famous advice to rulers to be both lion and fox, strong and bold like the lion, but also shrewd and deceptive like the fox. A ruler who can master both qualities will be well equipped to handle the complexities of political power. Machiavelli's attitude toward religion is also notable in The Prince. He acknowledges the influence of religion on political affairs but does not place much emphasis on its role in governance. Rather than viewing religion as a guiding moral force, he treats it as a tool that can be used to support a ruler's authority. In fact, Machiavelli often suggests that rulers should use religion to their advantage, employing religious symbols and rhetoric to legitimize their power and unify their subjects. This pragmatic approach to religion further reinforces the idea that the pursuit of power is the primary concern of a ruler. Machiavelli also discusses the challenges of ruling in a republic as opposed to a principality. While The Prince is focused on advice for monarchical rulers, Machiavelli offers insights into the complexities of republican rule in other works. He recognizes that republics can be just as difficult to govern as principalities, as they are subject to the whims of popular opinion and the influence of factions. In a republic, Machiavelli suggests, a ruler must be skilled in managing public opinion and maintaining the loyalty of key political factions. He acknowledges that governing a republic requires a different set of skills, but he argues that the principles of power still apply. Despite the controversial nature of The Prince, its impact on political thought cannot be overstated. The treatise influenced not only political theory in Europe but also the way rulers approached governance. Machiavelli's ideas were particularly influential during the Enlightenment, as thinkers such as Thomas Hobbes and Jean-Jacques Rousseau debated the nature of power and the role of the state. Machiavelli's realistic, sometimes cynical view of power helped to shape the modern political landscape, where the complexities of governance are understood to require more than idealism. Machiavelli's work has also been the subject of much debate. Some scholars view him as a pragmatic realist, while others see him as a dangerous advocate of tyranny. The question of whether Machiavelli was advocating for a truly amoral politics or simply offering advice on how to deal with the harsh realities of his time is still a point of contention. Regardless of his intentions, The Prince has become a foundational text in political theory, and its lessons continue to be relevant for modern politicians and leaders. In conclusion, The Prince by Niccolò Machiavelli remains one of the most influential works in political thought. Written in 1521, the treatise offers practical advice to rulers on how to achieve and maintain power. Machiavelli's realistic and often cynical views on politics challenge traditional ideas about morality and leadership, and his work has shaped the way political leaders and scholars think about power to this day. Whether one agrees with his conclusions or not, the legacy of The Prince endures as a key text in the study of political philosophy.